welcome back, because y'all left and then you're coming back. I guess I don't know what to say. It's weird how you start this thing, but I do have good news. We're gonna open our churches. We're gonna have service again, and I'm excited about that.
There's going to be a lot of precautions that are still in place, a lot of things that we still have to have implemented, but you know, if you didn't get the email, let us know. We want y'all to know.
I order a hazmat suit.
No, we don't have to go that far. We do not need hazmat suits. But we did want to talk about something that's actually kind of important to us, or that we've actually started talking about again. Jaime, if in case y'all didn't know, Jaime was very romantic when we first dated.
Yes.
I don't know what happened to that Jaime, but he was very romantic. So there's a lot. So one of the dates I can tell you, ladies, and this is something that was pretty impressive, right? He actually knew the restaurant owner, and the restaurant owner ended up closing the restaurant, and we were the only people in the restaurant, and that was very romantic. But then there was another time when you actually told me that you cooked the food and took me to that restaurant another time, and I found out that it was a lie. So
okay, now let me explain.
He did not cook that food.
Let me explain myself. So the food was pre-cooked. I finished cooking it.
You did not finish cooking anything. There was no finished cooking anything.
When you
it
put
was
it
all
in the oven,
store-bought.
when you put it in the oven to heat it up, you finish cooking it.
No. Okay, no. Anyways, so we did, so I think that, our latest date was yesterday, because I had a blast with you yesterday. I think we had fun. And so I do know that going through this whole quarantine and stuff, and the date that we had was really literally just sitting down, watching TV, and we were
eating chips.
We're not going to go about the chips now, because he almost died because of the chips, because he is a very loud chip chewer. But anyways.
But that's why they're crispy and toasty, so they can make the crunch sound when you chew them.
Okay, now with quarantine dating,
yes.
How does a couple decide to continue to date when they're being quarantined and they have the kids in the house, and what do you think would be some good options? So
we're gonna give them tips?
Yes.
That's great. The first thing that you have to know if you have kids, it's allergy season. You should always have Benadryl.
He wants you to knock your kids out. No, that's not. So you can't, one of the things that I think would be good is if you, once the kids go to bed, you can still have a late dinner, a late candlelight dinner. Yes. Or maybe a movie day, or a cup of coffee, or something to where y'all can sit down and I think it's important to keep learning about each other. So maybe have something to talk about.
Especially because women are constantly changing their moods, their ways, and so you constantly have to learn.
You are too. You're constantly learning how to do things the right way. So you're right. You're right. The men are constantly growing too.
And so. One of my personal tips that I would give is never stop dating, right? I know it's hard and I know it's difficult, especially because life gets crazy and sometimes you feel like your wife is already there all the time, right? And so you feel like you don't need to because you're always eating together, you're always having dinner together, you don't feel like you don't need that time, but you do need that time where you can just relax and be yourself. That being said, when you decide to be yourself, don't be over judgmental if the person is chewing chips and you don't like it. Y'all, be yourself, accept it.
The chips has been an issue, y'all. Y'all don't even understand. But look, I agree. I think that dating each other is important. I think that it's important to be able to invest into the things that you really care about, and marriage is important. It is one of the most important things that we have in this world, on this earth, right? And so that relationship matters. And so I think that investing in that is important. One of the couples that I think actually, and I'm gonna call y'all out, but one of the couples that I think does a really good job of this is Juan and Tracy Garcia. I mean, you can see that they go out and
that's my brown people. My brown people.
Oh my goodness. So we are actually we see them and they're always spending time together, and they have, you know, it's a good thing to do and to invest into your family. And
I think
into
it's
each
because
other.
of Juan,
Yeah. Okay.
Team Juan.
Okay. He probably never wants to. He probably never knows where to go. I'm sure Tracy is the one that comes up with where they're going.
The important thing,
But let us know, Tracy.
the important thing is that you do have time. You do spend time. You make it a priority, because a lot of times everything else is going to become a priority. Your bills, your kids, life gets hectic. Make it a priority. And sometimes dates can get messy. They can start off bad, especially when your wife don't know what she wants to eat and stuff like that. But the end result is so important. You got to remember one thing, that you guys are a team. You're not against each other. It's not Jennifer versus Jaime. We're a team. We're a team.
I agree.
It's me and you against the world, babe.
I agree.
So you remember that always bring Christ in the middle of your relationship. Make sure that He is the center of your relationship, and understand that you're not fighting against each other, but you are fighting for each other, because we already have everything else in the world.
So
As
I
hectic as
just
it
want to
is.
add, I just want to put it out there that means that he owes me a date outside of the quarantine time. So once quarantine is over and we're actually able to go out, you owe me a date. I'm putting
Yes, I
it
will.
out there,
Yes, I
and
will.
everybody is seeing it. He's on
Yes.
video admitting this.
Yes.
Okay.
And don't get upset if I finish the cooking.
We're gonna-
Pre-cooked. I
It's
finished the cooking,
out
so I cook
on
it.
a
I
date.
cooked it
Out on a date.
with some
Post quarantine
with
means
some-
you're taking me somewhere.
with some crunchy chips.
Oh my goodness.
So, hey, but take the time and remember, you guys are together. Together, you will be able to raise kids. Together, you'll be able to go to church and serve God. Together is so important, because everything else in this culture, in this world, is going to try to separate that unit that God has brought together.
That's right.
So don't ever forget that the Lord is on your side when you do things together. So have a blessed evening, day, whatever time it is. Some of you, since you're in quarantine, you don't know what day it is or what time it is. Good morning, good night, and good afternoon.
Bye, y'all.